I started playing Dragon Age Origins at the end of last year, and I even made a video about that, but back then I only played the intro of the game, and now I have finally finished playing it. And I've got to say, this game is one of the best RPGs of all time. If there is one RPG out there where choice truly matters, I would say it's this one. It even starts right at the beginning when you create your character. Because depending on your race and class, you already have a different beginning than most other players. My first choice was an elf mage, and I was shocked how different the human rogue was, for example. But after completing the intro, I stopped playing for a while. I was a bit overwhelmed with the combat system and I didn't know really where to go. But I quickly found out that everywhere you go is a good choice, since you can freely explore each area separated from each other. Because in the end you just had to do all of them, so the order didn't really matter. But I was already in love with the dialogue system, because you have so many different options to choose from. Like, you can be a jerk right from the start, or ask why should I help you, or flat out kill them sometimes if you want to. But you could also gather information to use it against them, like telling other NPCs what they said. Anyway, after playing the introduction, I finally joined the Grey Wardens. I met my first companions and I was so surprised with how well they were written. Alistair and Morrigan were constantly bickering with each other, which made them really feel alive. Liliana joined as well not much later, and these three NPCs were my favorite, and kept them with me for most of my playthrough. Their dynamic was hilarious, and after romancing Morrigan, the other two were constantly gossiping behind our backs. And in the camps you could talk to your party members to discover more things about them. And this gave me so many more cool moments to enjoy, funny things to laugh at, or beautiful moments like Liliana singing, which literally gave me goosebumps. They really felt alive with each their own distinct personality. And there aren't many RPGs out there that come close to this experience. While Baldur's Gate 3 comes close to this, the game isn't fully released yet, so it doesn't really count yet. But you can see it really draws a lot of inspiration from Dragon Age Origins, which is a very good thing in my opinion. Anyway, while I appreciated all the cool dialogue options and choices you could pick from, I kinda play like a hero character and wanted to help as many people as I could. And sometimes it was really hard choosing two different sides. I always tried the option to make peace with each other, but this wasn't always possible. And some choices changes your game massively, and not only for this game but also for the sequels. Like, I also completed Dragon Age Inquisition last week, and let me know if you want a video on that game as well. But some choices I made in Origins changed my experience in Inquisition. I mean, come on man, how fucking cool is that? There aren't many games out there that do that, right? But let's give an example where choice really matters, with this so-called Lady of the Forest quest. If I remember it all correctly, there were werewolves... werewolves? You know what I mean. Anyway, they were attacking Dalish elves with a curse that could also turn them into those werewolves. And I was asked by an elf called Zephyrian to stop this, and I was sure I could handle all this mess. I just had to find the first werewolf called Widowfang and kill him to end the curse. Sounds easy enough, right? Well, after killing around 5,000 werewolves, I finally found their lair. But one wolf stopped me and offered a parley to talk with this so-called Lady of the Forest. And she told me that Zephyrian, the elf who gave me this quest, has made this curse in the first place. Because there were a couple of humans that killed his son and did bad things to his daughter. Which led to his choice of revenge, turning those humans into werewolves. And I mean, yeah, I understand that choice. But these werewolves standing in front of us are not the original criminals. These were former elves who got inflicted by the curse. And the Lady of the Forest wants to talk to Zephyrian to undo this curse, since they are basically innocent. And that's a choice I also understood. And I just wanna say, the dialogue was really easy to follow in this game. Like, the writing is actually really good. Because in some other RPGs and Inquisition as well, sometimes NPC will tell you so much without actually saying anything. Saying a lot of fancy words to sound cool and artistic, but I'm losing my focus because I don't know what they are talking about anymore. But in Origins, it's clear and to the point. Talking directly about their problems and feelings without sounding too fancy or using too many words. Except for Liliana, but that's her character. Anyway, back to the werewolves. I understood both their decisions. I understood why Zephyrian turned those original humans into werewolves for revenge. But I also understood the Lady of the Forest saying these werewolves are not the one from that conflict anymore and need to be free again. And as I said before, I try to play as the hero type character that wants to settle things as good as possible. And luckily enough, I persuaded them to settle things in peace. And I won't spoil the ending here for those who haven't played it yet. But it was beautiful and my decision really mattered. It wasn't an illusion of choice, but an actual choice with different outcomes. And this example is only one of the many things where your actions truly matter and change the world. And not only the world, but also your party members. And it still holds up to this day. Even better, more RPGs can even learn from this game. And I also played Dragon Age 2 and Inquisition after Origins. And while I didn't like 2 for many obvious reasons, Inquisition was still a very good game. But it also introduced many unnecessary problems that Origins didn't have at all. And after playing all of them, I still think Origins is the best one in the series. And I know I'm all over the place now in this video, but talking about this game really makes me excited again. Like, I don't really know how to explain it, but this game isn't just a game. It's an experience, it has charm, it has soul. And I think for those who played it and loved it as well, you will understand me. But I haven't talked much about the combat yet. Yeah, being all over the place. I tried all the classes after my first playthrough, but I had the most fun with Mage, so I'm glad I picked that one first. The spells you cast feel powerful, look great and have cool effects. Like you can freeze your opponents, heal your allies and blast everyone away with your fireballs. I first played the game on easy to learn, but later switched to normal, and once I truly got the hang of it, normal felt like easy again thanks to my powerful build. And by the time I was finished, I felt sad. I wasn't ready to leave this game behind yet. My companions felt as friends and I enjoyed my journey so much. The game was filled with top-notch content and not any filler or bloated stuff to fill up the game. Looking at you, Inquisition. And yes, I also played the DLCs and the Awakening expansion. The Awakening expansion was really good, with great characters as well and a decent storyline to enjoy. However, there were less choices to be made for the story, but new skills got added to the game, which made my mage even more powerful. And thanks to the Witch Hunt DLC, my Roman story was finally concluded as well. But my biggest love is still for the normal game. As I said before, I think Dragon Age Origins is an amazing RPG where many others can still learn from, even BioWare themselves. It still holds up to this day in my opinion, and it has become one of my favorite games of all time. And if you haven't played it yet and you love RPGs where choice really matters, please go play this game. You'll probably love the world filled with lore and amazing characters, unique dialogue options, a well written story with different outcomes, tactical combat where you can really optimize your playstyle, and an unforgettable experience. This is how you make a great RPG. And for everyone who created it, thank you for making this awesome game. And if you want to know my opinion on Inquisition, let me know in the comments down below. And please also let me know what you think of this game, of course. If you liked the video, I would really appreciate a like and a subscribe. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and hopefully I will see you next time.